Welcome to 6 Steps to Google Certified Trainer. My name is Casey Bell, and I am here to walk you through all 6 steps of this process. I want you to have a good understanding of exactly what it takes to become a Google Certified Trainer. So the purpose of this video is just to give you the path to Google Certified Trainer, show you what's required, give you some free resources and tips along the way. And I have tons of free resources, including downloads and some other videos that you may want to check out. And you can find those at becomeagoogletrainer.com. So, as I said, my name's Casey Bell. I'm a digital learning coach, author, blogger, podcaster, all in the name of helping teachers learn how to use technology meaningfully in their classrooms. And I do spend a lot of that time talking specifically about Google tools, and helping other educators become Google certified. And I'm on a mission to help as many teachers as I possibly can who want to take this path, because it has done so much for me and for my career and for my learning and personal learning network. So you'll see there on the screen that I have 4 Google certifications. I am a Google certified educator, level 1 and level 2, as well as a Google certified trainer and innovator. But I will tell you, out of all 4 of those certifications, trainer by far has had the biggest impact on my career. It has opened doors for me that I never thought were possible. It has helped me become a better learner, become a connected educator, and just to create and present effective presentations on Google tools. So if we have never met and you're like, okay, who is this girl? Why in the world should I be listening to you, Casey? So as I said, I am Google certified educator, level 1 and 2, Google certified trainer, Google certified innovator. I was also a course developer for the Google Teacher Center. So all of that training that you find in the Google Teacher Center that is available for free to anyone who wants to access it, I actually developed some of the lessons that are available there for Google. I am also a Google Educator Group leader, and I have over 10 years of experience delivering professional development to educators. That's my job. I teach teachers, and I specifically teach teachers how to use technology and Google tools. I have been a featured presenter for Google at international conferences. I'm author of the Shake Up Learning book. I do keynote speeches, and I've been a featured presenter at events across the globe. And I don't say that to brag, but I say that just so that you understand that I know what I'm talking about. I have facilitated Google boot camps all over the place, and I have helped thousands become Google certified. So I know the process, I know what it takes, and I can help you get there. And so just in case that hasn't convinced you yet, I have also received special recognition and a thank you from Google for all of the work that I have done to help more educators become Google certified. So really nice to receive a little gift like that with the special little trainer logo. Now, I want to give you some free resources as we go along, and this is probably the best resource that I can give you if you are new to this process, is I have an ebook that will contain all of this information that I am covering and give you just a good reference guide on how to become a Google certified trainer. Now, this will also give you access to free videos, downloads, tips, and more. And I have an entire resource page for you. And you can get that at shakeup.link/trainer-resources. And I'll also include that link below this video so that you can click on it. Of course, you can always go to my website, shakeuplearning.com, and search for anything that you're looking for. And you could quickly just do a search for trainer and find tons of resources, videos, blog posts, and more. So you may be asking yourself, okay, Casey, why in the world do I want to do this and do all this work? What's in it for me? Well, becoming a Google certified trainer can help you take your career to the next level. You will receive recognition for your expertise and your training experience, as well as join an elite group of Google certified trainers across the globe. it's like a family of trainers who share resources, share ideas, and you're also going to gain access to some special resources, both from Google and from the other Google certified trainers, and some learning materials and things that will help you become even better. You'll also gain visibility in the Google for Education trainer directory. So other organizations, other schools can search and find a trainer like you to come out and present and help their teachers. So, that's also a really big piece on why a lot of people decide to do this, is to also build your resume and the opportunity to work some other gigs. So if that interests you, it is definitely a highlight. The invitation to present at special events. So Google could ask you to present on their behalf. They could also give you an opportunity to apply to present in the Google Teaching Theater at different conferences across the globe. And of course, all of this is going to give you the potential for additional income. And I will say this income does not come from Google, so don't get those two mixed up. But the ability to work for other schools and organizations and possibly be paid to present at different locations can allow you to bring in additional income, or actually take an entire new career path if that's what you want to do. So I've been teaching this for a while now, and I teach an online course called the Google Certified Trainer Academy. And this academy is the result of what I have learned over the years. So I became a Google Certified Trainer in 2014, 5 years ago, and that process helped me do so many things and open so many doors for me. And I immediately started turning that around and teaching boot camps to help other educators become Google certified trainers. And what I discovered in the face-to-face training, and especially when you take in the content that's required for level 1 and level 2 as well, it's so much information to teach in a face-to-face training that I decided I wanted to create an online opportunity for educators like me to work at their own pace, to not be overwhelmed, and to have a trainer at their fingertips. And so that's how I developed the Google Certified Trainer Academy. And the Google Certified Trainer Academy is different than attending a face-to-face training and some of the other options that you will find online. So what I am offering here is anytime, anywhere learning and access to my course. You get to move at your own pace. So if you want to move a little bit faster, that's okay. Or if maybe you want to review and rewatch videos, that's okay too. You're able to connect and learn in a private community, and you have advice from experienced trainers at your fingertips. This is essentially going to give you your very own guide through the exam and the entire application process. And I have to share tips, tricks, tutorials, and all kinds of things with you. So there's a lot included, and I'm going to go more into depth about my course at the end of this video. So I just wanted to present that to you as you're thinking about these 6 steps. So we're going to transition. We're going to talk about the 6 steps to Google Certified Trainer. And I'll tell you the reason I broke this into 6 steps and why they are in this specific order, because they may not seem like the correct order for you, is this is how Google presents this in their information online. So that little screenshot there is from the Google Teacher Center and their explanation of the 6 steps. So just keep that in mind. And I think you'll see as we go along, there's some flexibility in how you accomplish these and what order works for you. So step number 1 is the trainer course. So you're going to complete the trainer course that will provide instruction on creating and delivering inspiring and effective training plans. and helping educators use transformative Google technologies. So the idea behind the trainer course, which is offered by Google in the Google Teacher Center, is to help you bolster your training skills, your leadership skills, and your personal relationship skills that are going to make you a better trainer. Okay, this is also what I teach. So you have the ability to access this in, like I said, in the Google Teacher Center, work through the content. It's mostly text-based, but you will see it is very much focused on good andragogy, which is actually teaching adults, as well as, those good strategies for getting adult learners engaged, how to create good training materials, etc. So taking this trainer course is part of the process. And depending on what your current job is, you may already be very familiar with these types of best practices. So the time that it takes to work through this material could vary greatly from person to person. Step 2 is to take the trainer skills assessment. So based on the content in the trainer course, you're going to take and pass the trainer skills assessment. And this is an exam that will test your understanding of what's all covered in that course and your familiarity with Google for Education. So the exam consists of 25 multiple choice and matching questions. You have 90 minutes to complete the exam, and it's a $15 test. So let's hit that on the high notes here. So pass this trainer skills assessment. It's $15. It's a time test. It's 90 minutes. But it's 25 questions, multiple choice and matching. So if you have already gone through level 1 and level 2, let me tell you, this exam is much, much easier. It may not be content that you're necessarily familiar with, but it's not taken inside a domain. You're not doing those performance-based scenarios. You have to pass with an 80 or above, and then once you pass, you get this certificate. Now, this certificate is not a certification. Basically, this is just the certificate you need to upload with your application that shows you know that content. Okay, step number 3, and this is where you can see things can go in a different order. You also have to be a Google Certified Educator level 1. So you may already have that, or you may be needing to work towards this. In order to become a level 1, you have to pass the level 1 exam. And it can take anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, and it will assess your ability to successfully integrate Google tools into your teaching practice and to enhance teaching and learning. Okay, I tell people I don't see this test as hard, it's intricate. It's time consuming. So you're actually in a Google for Education domain. They give you a special login and you have to complete tasks in docs, sheets, slides, sites, all kinds of different applications to prove you know how to use it and really to prove that you know how to use it in the classroom. Again, focusing on how to use it to enhance teaching and learning. Now, the fee for this exam is $10. So you get level 1, you also need level 2. So as you're working through this level 2 exam, again, it's another 2 to 3 hours. It's going to cover a wider range of tools, some tools that you may not be as familiar with. And this test is a little bit more. It's $25. So both level 1 and level 2, you have to pass with an 80 or above. And this one, again, is taken inside a live domain. Now, here's the other catch, just to help you see how flexible some of these steps are. You do not have to do level 1 before level 2. However, if you haven't done either one of them, go in order. It makes sense. But some people out there skipped level 1 and just did level 2. So if you want to be a trainer, you got to go back and get them both. And then we move into step 5. And this is where you work on your trainer video that goes with your application. This is a 3-minute video. So in the first minute, you want to wow them by explaining why you wish to become a trainer and what makes you unique and googly. Okay, the final 2 minutes are going to be a screencast tutorial. And notice in this explanation, screencasts are required unless you get an exception. Okay, so this is a true screencast tutorial, and it has to teach one feature of G Suite, Google Classroom, Chromebooks, Chrome, or Google Expeditions, and how it can be innovatively applied in a classroom or school setting. So they are very specific about what they're looking for, and they don't want you venturing outside of those rules. You will not get approved if you do. Step 6, apply. So this is the entire application process. And this seems like, oh, so I'm just going to upload everything and click a button. Well, there are a few more pieces to the application that you may not be aware of. So you're going to submit not only your trainer skills assessment certificate, your level 1 and level 2 certificates, any other teaching certifications that you have. You'll fill out your demographic information, and you're going to answer some questions that they call the case study. And this is going to be based on a training that you have delivered. So you're going to share the training materials that you created. You're going to share any links to feedback. They need to see how well you create materials, what you do with that information. Okay, so this is probably the most time-consuming piece. Is once you get all of those tests taken care of, is working on the application. They're also going to ask you for your 5 most recent Google trainings, and those have to be within the last year. So if you haven't completed 5 trainings in the last year, then you're not going to get accepted. They need to make sure that you can meet all of the requirements for maintaining Google Certified Trainer, which we will also talk about in just a moment. So some notes about the application. You may apply at any time throughout the year. Admission decisions are rendered on a rolling basis. So I like to tell people, this is a little bit confusing, but when you start the online application, which by the way, you can start it and save it and come back to it, but you may also get a little email that says you only have so many days left. That's just the deadline to be considered in the next round. You can click submit anytime. So make sure that you're ready and everything that you wanted to present in that application is your best work before you click submit. So don't let that little deadline is not a true deadline. And certified trainer candidates should expect to receive a notification from 4 to 6 weeks from their date of submission. So it can take a while, and that's probably the hardest part. After you've worked so hard to get all of those steps in, and then the wait. So it's also can be something that, just you have to be a little bit patient about. So again, what's in it for you? Well, you're going to get that certified trainer badge that you can, put in your email signature, on your website, on your presentations to show that you have this official stamp from Google. You will be added to the Google for Education trainer directory. You're going to have access to ready-to-use training materials from the other Google certified trainers. And you will also be able to create your own G Suite for Education demo domain, which is great. So if you've ever presented and you're like, oh, I don't want them to see my email, I don't want them to see, other things that are in maybe your personal account or your school account or maybe private student information, you can actually create a G Suite for Education domain that's just for training. I have it. It's fabulous. You will also receive membership to an exclusive community and Google group. So you can ask questions, you can share resources and connect. And Google will also give you some early looks at their new products and product updates. And in fact, you will sign an NDA once you are accepted into the program to prove that you're not going to share that information. So you can actually get some really cool early access and looks. You may even get the chance to test some things for Google. So what if you aren't accepted? And this can happen. And here, true confession, I was not accepted the first time I applied. And I'll tell you why in just a moment. But if you aren't accepted, You can apply again during any of those review cycles. Click submit, go submit again. There's no waiting period. In fact, on the application, they have a little box where you can explain what you've changed that you've applied before, so that they can help better understand what you have changed in your application. So some common reasons that applications are not being accepted include that the shared documents and videos are not viewable. Okay, you have to make sure that anyone with the link can view your application video, your trainer materials, everything. You got to make sure that they're out there. And that's the number one reason people are not accepted. The other reason is that you don't have enough previous training experience. They want people who already have a history of delivering Google training, and that's what messed me up. So the first time I applied, I didn't really know that that was the case. And most of the training that I had been doing, even though I had been a trainer for many years, was not focused on Google. So what I submitted, very honestly, was not enough Google training. So they didn't have enough to prove that I was going to continue to be able to meet all of the requirements to be a Google certified trainer. So I had to then go ahead and work on building up my resume before I submitted my application again. And the reason that they care so much about that is in order to maintain certification, you have to conduct and report at least 12 training or coaching sessions per year. Okay, that's a lot for some people. That is something that could be really hard, especially if you are not given the opportunity to do this in your current job. So this means you may be doing this on the weekends or taking days off to go to conferences and things like that. But you need to prove that you can meet that requirement when you apply. You will also have to report all of those once you are accepted. You're also required to share your resources with trainers. So you have to share so many resources each year, your presentations, whatever it is that you've created to help other trainers. And at the end of the year, they call it the resubmission of interest. It's essentially like a Google form where you're just updating some information, and they usually quiz you about some of the product updates just to make sure that you're keeping up with Google. It's usually pretty easy. So really the hardest part of that is just maintaining the number of training or coaching sessions. So, and they did add the word coaching in there. So it doesn't have to be like 30 people. It can be small group. It can be even one-on-one. However, the more formal sessions that you have, the better. So some common misconceptions. I need the certification to become a good trainer. That was my problem. I wanted that stamp of approval. I wanted that badge. So when I was presenting on Google, that everybody would see that I had some kind of authority on this subject, but that's not true. I needed to build my resume first. I will be certified just by completing this course. So the trainer course, whether you are just working through Google's Teacher Center or if you take my course, the course itself is not going to give you a certification. I can meet all the requirements in just a few days or weeks. Probably not. It all depends on where you are in those 6 steps, but most likely this could take several weeks, months, or even a year or more to complete everything you need to apply. So here are some facts. You need to have a solid training background with G Suite to become certified. Okay, so maybe you've been using like 1 or 2 tools, or maybe your school doesn't even use them all or allow you to use them all. You're going to have to get familiar and get opportunities to deliver those trainings. The training is designed to prepare you for the TSA exam and give you understanding of the application requirements and process. So inside the Teacher Center, they will give you the content that you need to pass that exam. Now, they don't really give you a lot of information on what you need for the application or the video. The number 3, you will need to spend time outside of the course studying, taking tests, and preparing application materials. So Just working through that is not enough. Just even if you're in my course and you look at how long the videos are, that's not how long it's going to take you to complete everything, because you will need to plan, you'll need to record, you'll need to prepare all of those materials outside of just passing the test. So let me tell you a little bit more about the Google Certified Trainer Academy. Okay, this is the online course from Shake Up Learning, and it will teach you everything you need to know to pass that TSA exam and prepare your application, your video, and your case study. So I not only will cover the content, but I have an entire lesson on tips for passing the exam, on tips for your application. I'm going to help you plan everything out so that you can present the best possible application to Google. Now, this is an online course, and as I mentioned earlier, I've taught this in several different ways. I taught it face-to-face for several years, and it was really hard. It's really hard as a trainer to differentiate for all of the various skill levels that we have in the room, but it's really hard on participants. So 1, you got to get time out of the classroom. 2, you may not have administrator support on this, so you may be completely on your own. It can be very overwhelming, especially if you still have to do level 1 and level 2 as well. So when you're attending some face-to-face trainings, most of the time, it's too much too fast. I will tell you, I talk as fast as I can to fit it all in. And really, what I teach online, there is no way to fit that into a face-to-face training that is only 2 days long. Absolutely not enough time. And it's not at your pace. It's very difficult to differentiate that type of training because you need everybody to get to a certain level. And it's just difficult for those participants to retain that much information and keep going. So I will tell you, when I was teaching face-to-face boot camps, people had to attend more than once. And yes, they had to pay again and again just because they were at a lower level when they started, or they were overwhelmed, or possibly, they just retained information at a different pace. So it was not uncommon, and it's still not uncommon if you talk to teachers who attend face-to-face boot camps, that they will oftentimes attend multiple times just because it's so much information. So the Google Certified Trainer Academy that I offer is completely self-paced. There are over 30 video lessons, including the archive, which I have added in there from the first version of the course that teaches a lot of hands-on Google skills. And I am currently updating this course too, so there will also be a nice refresh and updated information on here. I'm going to give you PDF downloadable study material. So there are lesson checks. There's also the ultimate Google Certified Trainer planner and checklist that I have created to help you plan your path through all 6 steps, to make sure that you think about this, that you give yourself a deadline, that you put it on your calendar. Planning is key to getting this done. I also will give you access to a private community and study group so you can connect and learn with other people who are in the course. I'm going to give you testing tips. I'm going to give you trainer tips. I'm going to help you learn how to market yourself as a trainer. And I'm going to give you 12 hours of credit for this academy. So this academy is currently $329. And I also offer 2 other courses. So there are 3 Google certification courses that I offer: level 1, level 2, and trainer. So if you're watching this video and you don't have any of these yet, you can actually save a lot of money by purchasing some bundles. Enrollment will open in May. And you can join the wait list if you're watching this video and it's not May yet. You can join the May list by using this link here, shakeup.link/May waitlist. I will also include this link below the video. And that will give you early access to information about these courses so that you don't miss a beat. So here are the pricing and bundles. Individually, each course is $329. But like I said, if you need to complete this and need those other courses as well, you can save a lot of money by purchasing bundles. So you can get level 1 and level 2 and trainer, or 1, 2, and trainer all together. There are payment plans available, and there are also ways that you can get your school to pay for this with a PO. So when you go to becomeagoogletrainer.com, you will also see the option to pay by purchase order and fill out a form to start that process. So I would encourage you to do that. If you have the support of your school and they're willing to pay for it, yes, please do. And you can start that process now. Even though the courses are not technically open for enrollment, we are accepting purchase orders. And there are also some bulk pricing for groups and schools. So if you have 15 or more, you can actually save even more money. So the objectives of the course, number 1, just to help you learn how to deliver effective G Suite training, beautiful training materials, and establish yourself as a leader. Number 2, you're going to discover best practices for adult learning. Number 3, you're going to elevate your skills using Google tools. And number 4, you're going to prepare for that trainer skills assessment. And then number 5, you're going to prepare your application, your video, your case study, and all of those materials that you have to submit with your application. So you may be asking yourself, okay, Casey, can I just learn this on my own? Do I really need you? Absolutely. You don't need me. You can do this on your own if you want to. There are no requirements that you attend a face-to-face boot camp or take an online course. If you want to go take the test blind, you can do it. I would not encourage that. You could probably waste some money, but you can do this on your own. Take whatever path works for you. I will tell you that if you do use the Google Teacher Center, it contains materials to help you pass the exam, but it does not include any information other than just here's what you have to submit. It does not tell you best practices or how to do the application, how to create the video, or how to answer those case study questions, and my course does. This course is designed to save you time, answer your questions, and give you a clear path to your goals. Now, you may also be asking, do I have to be certified before I can start training? Again, I'm going to answer this one more time. No, you do not have to be certified before you can offer training on Google. In fact, if you want to be a Google certified trainer, you need to build your resume of experience first. So start doing that now. The certification is a special recognition from Google, and it's going to say that you are already a proven trainer with experience. So how long will it take? Well, I think I've sort of hit on this before, but just to make sure, because this is usually the number one question, how long is it, Casey? There is not a one-size-fits-all answer to this. It depends on how many steps you've already completed and how long it takes you to complete the others. Building a resume of training experience can take the longest. If you've never conducted any Google training, you will need to spend at least a year building that experience, because remember, Google's going to ask you for the last 5 trainings that you've done in the last year. So you have to build that. You can work on the exam, level 1, level 2, and application simultaneously if you are inclined. So it doesn't mean you have to go, okay, I'm just going to work on step 1. I'm just going to work on step 2. You can work on all of these at the same time if you want. The content for the TSA is very different from level 1 and level 2. And then it really depends on how bad you want it. You know, are you going to sit down and really just focus and get this done? Or are you distracted? Do you have maybe too many things on your plate right now? It all depends on you. So, when does the course start and finish? So, my Trainer Academy has the Google Certified Trainer Academy will give you full access to the course as soon as you purchase. No waiting. You get everything on day 1, every single lesson. You decide when to start and finish. Now, remember, enrollment windows only open twice a year, May and November. That doesn't mean you have to finish it in May or November. It just means that you need to enroll in those windows. How long will I have access to the course? How does lifetime access sound? So at a minimum, you will have access to all the videos, tutorials, content, and download tips and tricks for at least 1 full year. Now, I'll tell you why I don't just say forever. Things happen. Google changes. I have to update courses. I don't have full control over the decisions that Google may make about the certification programs. So this is the guarantee that I make from the time you purchase it to that 1 full year. I can tell you that I have now been doing these courses the first course started over 3 years ago, and I have not taken access away. But at the same time, you don't want to spend 3 years working on this. So this is also going to light a fire under you to get it done. And you know what? Face-to-face training cannot offer you that. When you go to a boot camp, you're not going to have the trainer at your fingertips for a year. You get them for the day or 2 days at max. So I want to leave you with this. This could be you. So that's me presenting for Google for Education at a big conference in the United States, fully packed room of educators. In fact, I can tell you this is from the TCEA conference in Texas, and there are usually lines out the door and everybody doesn't even get in. So it's an amazing experience, and you could be on that stage. So the Google Certified Trainer Academy, again, only opens for enrollment twice a year. Join the wait list now to make sure you get the latest information, and you can do that by going to becomeagoogletrainer.com. So I hope you have enjoyed this video, and I hope this helps you reach your goals of becoming a Google certified trainer.